The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Shashina Roll. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news: guilty on 2 counts was the verdict handed down yesterday in the unnatural sex trial of former 8 Mile Rock teacher Andre Birbal. The 51-year-old Trinidadian and former art teacher at 8 Mile Rock High School facing 2 counts of unnatural sexual intercourse with a former student. Tonight, those who are at the forefront of the case are weighing in. Joan Davis-Roll has our top story.
It took jurors in the Andre Birbal unnatural sex trial a little over 3 hours to confirm what activist Josh Shallow and former 8 Mile Rock High School PTA President Troy Garvey say they and others suspected 7 years ago.
7 years ago, when the story came to us, we were like, no, not in our country. And to see how God moves in 7, it's been tried almost 4 times and the same result. So, it's a joyous feeling right now. Words can't even explain or describe how we feel.
Justice has prevailed. Justice has prevailed. It's a jubilant day for people who seek justice. And I think the fight that myself, along with those who assisted, such as Unity Strength Movement, who was very adamant back in the days when we were being belittled, when we were being lambasted, when we wasn't supposed to be out there doing nothing like this. And as the PTA president, I took the honor of holding that post with the support from the other people involved, especially Mr. Stubbs, the former principal, Benjamin Stubbs.
They say the return of 2 unanimous guilty verdicts speaks volumes and commended jurors and those who helped the wheels of justice to turn in the right direction.
Mr. Birbal made his third attempt to try and be freed from his prosecution, and they found him guilty again. It is clear that our children are going to be protected in this country.
What do you hope will happen now as sentencing, as he was sentencing?
Well, I hope he gets what is due to him. Get his time, do his time, send a clear message that, justice is out there for people here in the Bahamas. And I hope that he can get his just due. And I'm hoping now it turns into life.
Let this man go to jail now and let's move on. There are many like this out there. Don't be afraid to yes. Because at the beginning of this whole situation, people were saying, why at Birbal? Why are you going at Birbal? At Birbal? Now you see why we went at Birbal. You see the proof is in the pudding, per se. We have a lot of leaders out there, a lot of influential people that have an influence on younger people that can take advantage of them, and we don't need that in this country.
Joan Davis-Roll, ZNS Network News.
Now, Birbal's sentencing is set for May 9th. Until then, he will remain behind bars. Stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition continues right after this.
Bringing news that matters to you. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. The controversy brewing within the Grand Bahama Christian Council came to a head last night as members of the executive team came together in a public meeting that became quite heated at times. At the end of the night, all positions were dissolved and now new elections are expected within a couple of weeks.
Bishop Andre Birbal, past president of the Grand Bahama Christian Council, I do move that the whole executive board be dissolved.
And it was that motion that led the majority of financial churches to dissolve the council. For weeks, the president of the Grand Bahama Christian Council and his 12 executives have been at odds over allegations of inappropriate behavior against the president. During Tuesday night's meeting, police officers were on standby inside and outside the church. There were many interruptions, and police were kept busy as there were 3 near physical fights on the outside and 2 on the inside. But during a short address, the former president, Keith Meadows, vowed to clear his name, adding that it is pathetic and unfortunate that some would go to any extent to destroy a brother.
It is unfortunate how believers would join forces with darkness to help to pull down another brother. For false witness, the Bible says, have risen up against me, and such as breed out cruelty. But as I stand here tonight, I can assure you, my brothers and sisters, that I will do everything in my power to clear my name.
And police were kept busy as there were 3 near physical fights on the outside and 2 on the inside. But for almost an hour, the council's president, Reverend Keith Meadows, ordered that the members of the media vacate the building. Police were then called in, and this did not sit well with members of the media.
Non-general meeting, only financial paying members is eligible to be in here. Let's have a roll call, and we'll all leave. I will be the last one to leave. I agree. Only financial members is allowed to come here. Let's have a roll call. Let's have a roll call.
Once the financial churches voted to dissolve the council, a motion was put to the floor that the 5 past presidents of the Grand Bahama Christian Council take over the affairs of the council until another election is called. The 5 include Bishop Sobe Kemp, Pastor Leslie Woodside, Reverend J.C. Wallace, Bishop Arnold Pinder, and Bishop Ricardo Grant. Grant was chosen to be the spokesperson for the council during this interim period.
I stand true to the Word of God that we must continue to press and let not our image be more important than our reality.
When the meeting concluded, the former president, Keith Meadows, could be seen being consoled by members of his church family. It is not known when new elections will be held. Shashina Roll, Zedin. Well, Grand Bahama's premier center for the elderly is in need, and the community is being called upon to assist. Our Sabrina Brown has this report.
The Grand Bahama Home for the Aged was the first old folks' home on the island. Founder Agatha Thompson says the facility is a ray of hope in the community and has been meeting the needs of the elderly since opening its doors over 24 years ago.
We weren't open, really, when we were forced. The police brought someone to us that was being beaten, eating out of garbage and wandering around the place, brought to us before we were even open. We were forced to take that person, and then we took another one, and we had 4 patients here, not even being ready, and we were forced to be ready. You know, I was bringing bags from home with a little this and a little that.
The home currently has 12 residents, and Thompson says it costs over $200,000 to operate the center annually. In addition to the $30,000 government grant, Thompson says they depend on donations. She says the home is facing challenges, and she's once again appealing to the public for help.
We have experienced some plumbing problems, which led us to a huge water bill. And we found the leak, but now we are faced with having to restructure. We're putting in new pipes, taking out old cast iron tubs, toilets, and replacing them. So when you're paying your water bill, we'd appreciate it if you have some change left, if you'd put it on us. That's the Grand Bahama Home for the Aged, 61 Frobisher Drive.
She says the leak went undetected for years, and now the home is faced with an enormous bill of $40,000. The electricity bill is another challenge for the home.
The power company have asked us to come up with a $2,000 security deposit. After 25 years, they would like for us to demanded that we make a $2,000 security deposit. So when you're paying your power bill as well, on top of a huge power bill, we now have to pay this $2,000 security deposit. We also have, like any home, we have mortgages, we have salaries, we have the maintenance, which is really our huge payout.
BTC has donated $1,500 and has committed to a professional workday at the geriatric center. Thompson is encouraging other corporate citizens, churches, schools, and civic organizations to lend a helping hand.
If you would like your organization to have a day, just let us know, a Saturday, where you'd all come down and assist us with plumbing, electrical, painting, wall units, whatever, right? We would appreciate it. Just give us a call at the home, 352-5408, and let us know which day your company would like.
Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
Well, the top science students in the local high school system involved in heated competition. It's the annual Battle of the Brains, with top honors going to the school that captures the first prize. Deputy Director of Education Sandra Edgecombe says the competition is helping to produce many future scientists.
It's going to give me much delight when I sit in one of those chairs back there and look on at you and applaud and hold my head up high to be the deputy director of Grand Bahama and to have such wonderful students. And so, with all of the challenges around us, this is good, this is positive, and I trust that more schools will come out, even if they're not in the competition, and be a part, because it is indeed a learning experience.
Now, PharmaChem is a major sponsor of the Battle of the Brains again this year. CEO Randy Thompson says students who excel have a great opportunity for future careers in the science field on Grand Bahama.
Thank all of the colleagues who have worked hard to prepare their students, and of course, our incredibly talented young men and women who will use this forum to demonstrate to our society that they certainly have what it takes to become the great leaders of tomorrow. This competition is just another step in your journey for leadership and academic excellence. So I would hope that in the very near future, some of you can join our intern programs at PharmaChem and even become productive employees as we seek to build a sustainable future there at PharmaChem and a better and a brighter Bahamas for all.
A local community center providing an important service in the Freeport area. And tonight, the administrator is expressing gratitude to those who continue to invest in its many programs. Megan Shepard has this story.
Center Administrator Christine Sands-Bean says that thanks to the generosity of the City of Freeport Council, the community center is able to offer a number of hands-on and fun programs to both adults and students. Bean says the center caters up to 150 kids on a daily basis, while about 50 adults take advantage of the evening activities.
We offer a total of 8 after-school programs here at the center, which encompass homework assistance, computer, arts and crafts, sewing, karate, tennis, basketball, and etiquette. For the adults, we offer arts and crafts, and we also offer computer and sewing. And all of these programs are very well utilized by students and adults throughout the community.
Sands-Bean is encouraging persons to take advantage of the programs, which are all offered for free and taught by qualified individuals. While there are a number of sporting activities, she says the most helpful and popular are the homework and computer classes.
The homework area, to me, that's what I try to focus on, because what we try to do is help the parents out in terms of when they pick their children up, they don't have to worry about when they get home, we have to sit down and go over homework with them. We have qualified teachers and instructors who teach in the school system, and they come here in the evening, and they're paid a stipend by the City of Freeport Council, and I'd like to also mention that all the programs here are free.
Sands-Bean is also noting that students will be in a safe and clean environment, as the City of Freeport Council recently spent $1,000 on a number of upgrades to ensure that the students have the best facilities possible.
We have recently went under extensive renovation as in the interior as well as the exterior of the building. We spent almost $20,000 to have the tennis court resurfaced. The whole building, we put down new tiles. All the interiors were painted, and the outside too was upgraded in terms of the landscape and planting.
Students are welcomed between 3:30 and 5:30, while adult classes run from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
PGCSE English literature students got a lesson in classic Bahamian folktale yesterday from noted author Patricia Clinton Michaelis. During her presentation at the Sir Charles Hayward Library, the author of 18 books told students that there are many unique components that sets Bahamian stories apart, from riddles to songs.
When the pond plunga plunga meaty ba sea crab plunga plunga meaty ba golin plunga plunga. Tell them about something that they can be very proud of, that is very Bahamian, because at this stage in our history I think it is something they need to have affirmed for them. That we're more than just sun, sand, and sea, but we have some fascinating traditions that other people find very valuable, but we haven't brought them forward as much as we need to our children.
In the end, students accepted folklore as an important part of Bahamian culture. Now they want to see it brought to the forefront.
Our history is very versatile and it spreads all over the world, but again, it's unique, and the uniqueness is within the folktale stories that she has presented with us.
Bahamian culture is very versatile and you find it all over the world, and the culture is very unique in the Bahamas, especially, and I appreciate how Patricia Clinton brings it out inside of all of her books that she's writing.
I'm not taking the BGCSE this year, but this has really opened my mind to realize that the Bahamas has a culture that's really not monopolized to here exactly, but spreads all throughout the world. In places you would think Missouri, Louisiana, we have similar traits, and I intend to spread this with my class to make them realize that this treasure of our literature goes so unnoticed, and so it's really not given enough recognition.
Stay with us. We're going to live one as a check on sports when we return.
Everybody, it's Sports. I'm Ricardo Lightborn, and little Jaden Balfour is walking in his daddy shoes, man. Them size 14s. Buddy, you did well today at the Arts Festival. Well, the Youth Olympics, folks, is later on this summer in China. The Bahamas delegation will be leaving for China this weekend to ensure that everything is in place when Team Bahamas get there in August. The Youth Olympics is this summer, and the Bahamas is headed to China. The games will be August 16th to the 28th, and the Bahamas will have a full contingent there. BOC Executive Aaron Lewis and Youth Ambassador Megan Shepard are headed to China this weekend. The Youth Olympics will be an exciting event for both ends, says Aaron.
I've been selected by the Bahamas Olympic Committee Executive Management Team as the chef de mission, or the chief of the mission for the Youth Olympic Games, which will be held in Nanjing, China, August 16th to the 28th this year. And it's very important for us to go ahead to be briefed in terms of what's going to happen at the games, security issues, the village. We're going to know the various components where the athletes will be sleeping, their training areas, their competition areas. I will also be advised, along with manuals that has already been issued, on what will be allowed in terms of medical treatment. We know about the polyclinic, pharmaceuticals, what we will be allowed to import into China, bring out of China, all of the intricacies of the games from the security standpoint, from the staying standpoint, transportation standpoint, etc.
Megan is excited about going to China for the introduction. Her journalism background and reporting as an anchor as well will be beneficial.
With only a few days left, I'm really excited, and it's finally sinking in now that I will be traveling to China in just a matter of days for such an excellent and once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to represent my country at the Youth Olympic Games. I'm excited for all of the programs and the training that they have in place for us. I understand that we will actually be doing some tours in China because they don't want us to just focus on medals and winning. They want you to be immersed in the culture. So I'm excited about that part and to see everything that they have to offer. I'm excited about meeting all the new ambassadors from over 104 different countries. We have a Facebook group. We've been talking and chatting, and everyone's excited to finally put the names to the faces. I'm excited for that. And they have a cooking class that we're going to be doing. I am looking forward to that and coming back to bringing some Chinese cuisine.
The Youth Olympics is fast approaching August 16th to the 28th. The silver, gold, or bronze, the Bahamas will be a force to be reckoned with. And I'm indebted to the Chinese if they can teach Megan how to cook. Thank you, Jesus. Collegiate athletes competing in indoor season have much to celebrate, and congrats goes out to Southwest Christian College. Jamie Boscombe competing in NA Nationals in the triple jump, and also for the first time All-American honors. His mom, Eleanor Boscombe, and the family celebrating, and he says he's ready now for the outdoor. Now, hurdler Dennis Bain Jr. also showed that he can run with the best in the NCAA Division II, posted a 7.70 seconds in the 60-meter hurdle. Second place right there, the Armory College Invitational, and also the Clifton College coach at Lincoln, London. I said that Dennis is a competitive young man, and he can hold his own against the best in the country. He should do well. Now, the Scotiabank High School Track and Field Championships, all systems go for tomorrow, folks. It's going to be in New Providence, Thomas Day Stadium. A full slate of schools coming down south from Grand Bahama will be Jack Hayward, Catholic High, St. George's, St. Paul, Sunland, Igmarock, Bishop Michael Elden is on their way, and Tabernacle Falcons will be in the field of teams this year. You guys have yourself a ball. Now, the Grand Bahama Football League is ready to play ball, folks. The GBFFL will enter its 5th season with an opportunity to showcase some of the talent in the league this weekend. Coming off what was one of the most exciting seasons last year, President Craig Smith feels that flag football fans are in for a treat starting Sunday at high noon.
We're supposed to start at the 23rd this month, which is the preseason for 2 weeks, and my 2 weeks of preseason game. And then also the first weekend in April, we should have the league actually start.
How many teams are you looking at getting on the field this year?
Well, actually, we have 18 teams altogether, women and men.
And your expectations as far as how they'll perform for you this year compared to last year?
It should be really competitive, trust me, because there's a lot of stuff going on. It should be really, because everybody's practicing really hard. They haven't stopped practicing from last year's season.
Well, the league this year is going to offer some incentives to the players. The men and women's division, Vincent Marshall says the idea is to motivate the players and to heighten the excitement in the league.
Our offensive and defensive male and female players of the week. Our sponsor, Red Bets, is offering a $25 gift certificate to each of those persons. Along with that, we will also be offering phone cards and gas vouchers. So not only can you pick up your phone and dial, you can also drive down to Red Beds and you can enjoy your gift certificate that you would have won as the offensive or defensive male or female player of the year or the week.
Well, the Walker Oilers and Brass Cruises will kick off. The preseason is coming Sunday at 12 o'clock. The High Rock Stingers and Playtime Sports Invaders will follow in the Ladies Showdown. Chivas Shipyard and Zorbers will then follow. 2:30, the Ladies Marines and Piranhas have a date, folks. And the Police Enforcers and Excavators of Bahama Rock is going to play the feature. I'm trying to get Sheena to play flag football. Well, play anything, really. That's a look at sports tonight.